Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. I'm back, I've been away for a couple of weeks, but I imagine in the future no one will care. So we'll move right on. I wanted to talk about social media because I've had a bit of a low time for the last couple of weeks, and social media nearly made it 1 billion times worse. And so that got me thinking that maybe we should address this. So I've been on social media since the beginning, right? I was there for all of it. I had a very early Twitter account, a very early Facebook account, and then as others came online, I joined those as well. I had what was the Google one? Wasn't Wave. Google Buzz, that was one. They did one like Twitter. Google tried everything. I was on all of them. They were all crap. Anyway, of all of the social networks I've ever been on, and I'm aware that I've scrolled some past you in graphics while I've been talking, none of them have ever brought me joy. It's fair to say that at best, they have been functional communication devices, and at worst, they've been responsible for some extremely dark and upsetting times in my life. I don't know why I'm on them. I do. The only reason why I'm still on them is mainly because I have this to promote, right? I have to tweet about videos. I have to have a Facebook thing. I have to be on Discord and all the others. Actually, Discord doesn't quite count. We'll put that one on the side because Discord's different. I don't count that as social media. None of them bring me joy. None of them have ever made me happy, but I'm on them to promote videos and formerly podcasts as well. And no matter what, no matter how much I say I'll avoid it, I'll not look at it, I'll not go on it, I absolutely do. And all I get from it is repeated sadness of various things. Twitter is the worst thing humans have ever created. I mean that sincerely. I think it's the worst thing we've ever done. And yet I keep looking at it and all these people screaming at each other and hating each other for whatever fucking reason. It's just outrage, the video game. And yet I look at it and get stressed out and upset because those people don't agree with me and those people are just wrong. And that's what we're all there for. And I used to get wound up in it. I used to argue with people I knew, total strangers as well. Why are we arguing with each other like we do on that fucking website? And Facebook is just miserable. It's just paranoia. For somebody with BPD, that's paranoia, the website. That's why aren't I in that photo? Which of these people secretly hate me? Why did nobody reply to that? I sounded really upset in that. And I thought that friends, if they were real friends, would reply to that post. And nobody did. It's a source of upset and stress and worry and all this stuff. And that's before you even get to worrying about posting good stuff. Because isn't that what mainly people post? The happy stuff. Got that promotion. Look at this new thing I've bought. Don't I look great in this jumper? Look at us on holiday. All that shit. That's the happy stuff we post. And we want to share that. And it's because I think we're becoming actually very disconnected as people. Even before we were in lockdown and weren't allowed to see each other. We don't seem to spend as much time together anymore. We just put photos on Facebook. I have some of my best friends. I don't even know what they do for a living. I've never met their kids. I've just seen pictures. And it's so sad and depressing. And social media just saps all this energy out of me. I get nothing good from any of it. I never have. And now it's become habitual. I don't want the Facebook app on my phone. I hate Facebook. I really, really hate Facebook. And yet the app is there, and the Messenger app is there, and Instagram is there, and Twitter is there. And I jump to them whenever something happens. Maybe it's something about a video. Who knows? It's just habit at this point. But it's all negative when I really think about it. And worst of all, it's there as a tool for me to make things much worse when I'm at my lowest. It's there for me to get paranoid about stuff and then just make a huge post telling everybody I know exactly what's wrong with them. And just slinging out abuse like monkeys flinging shit. Just attacking people. That's one of the negative things about being around us in general, right? That's a big deal because we feel like it's going to come at some point. We're going to just shout at people and break down and lose our shit. And we kind of do. And we put it all on social media. And then the next day you have to go through and delete it all and hope that not everybody logged on that night. But really, we know they did. Maybe if people aren't talking to us, maybe that's why, because we put our crazy stuff all over YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. I don't know if I'm supposed to say crazy, but I'm talking about myself, so fuck it. And I kind of feel in this context, it seems okay. There are crazy times where we're just off on one. That's where I've been for the last week and a bit, off on one. And I don't think I realized I did for that first week. It took a little while to sink in that I wasn't right, that I felt horrible, and that was what was stopping me getting on with stuff. And then the further lowness occurs and you have to deal with that. But fortunately, this time I managed to make it through without posting some vile shit on Facebook, as is my usual want to do. I did type a lot of posts that didn't get posted. In some ways it's cathartic. In some ways it helps because you're either organizing your own thoughts to think about them, or you're just writing something a bit off that once you see it written down, you understand how off it is and you don't post it if you're lucky. I hate to say it, but my advice is to just come off as much as possible, to not get involved, to not have it as a place that you can go to post this stuff, because I feel like the temptation is always there. And yet at the same time, is that cutting yourself off? I don't have the answers with this one, really. I just know that social media is a very dangerous thing to us. And this applies to the BPD and the NPD, really. Anything that gives us that view into somebody else, that that way to rant and project how we're feeling when we're feeling bad. Because that's what it is. We just want people to know how bad we feel. That's a cry for help that comes out really wrongly. And in fact, I don't know, maybe with the narcissism, various abuses are able to come out on social media. It's all so bad. I have nothing good to say about any of it. Of course, the narcissistic supply one can get from it. It still feels good to log into Instagram and see that I've had a lot of likes on a photograph. I still follow YouTube stats like my life depends on it. It's engulfing. It drags you in and it's so difficult to leave it. And I can't see any benefit to it. Not as an individual. I just don't know. I don't know what we're getting that wasn't there before. You know, we find content. We follow content creators, perhaps. That I can see as a legitimate use. But even then, it's not like content didn't exist on the internet before Twitter. We followed blogs. I'm starting to sound a bit old man yells at cloudy. But honestly, what good comes out of it? What good is coming out of Twitter? Is that bringing anyone joy? Is that making anyone happy? I know we're all outraged about something. I get that. There's something somebody said that has pissed you off. But do you need that? And does it matter? Does that person's opinion matter? There are people whose opinions do matter on these things, but they don't care what you think. Try changing Donald Trump's mind by tweeting at him. He doesn't give a shit what you think. So all these other people that you're arguing with, they don't care. Really, and their opinions they can't do anything about anything. So that's my view on social media, everybody. There it is. It's very dark and depressing. It's very dystopian. I hate all of it. If you have positive experiences, I would love to know about it. I know it's been a while since I've heard any. Right? There were a lot when everything started. When Facebook started to become big and when MySpace was still a thing. Are you old enough to remember MySpace? I hope so. I say fuck a lot on this show. You've got to be old enough for that. When they started getting big, there was lots of stuff about, oh, I found my long lost brother after 50 years because we were both on Facebook. Or we got together even though we'd not seen each other since high school because we met on Facebook. So many because we met on Facebook stories that were so happy and positive. And hey, maybe if I go on Facebook, I'll meet the person of my dreams, or I'll find a long lost brother I didn't know I had, or whatever. And it was all bullshit. And it's been a long time since I've heard anything positive about anything on there. I so don't get any joy or happiness from it. I wish people would just send me things directly. I wish I had better relationships with the people that I'm friends with on Facebook. Because that's the sad level it feels things have declined to. There are people that I'm friends with on Facebook that mean the world to me. And I can't remember the last time I actually spoke to them. They have children I've never met, but I've seen photos on Facebook. And I just wish that we all had better relationships and could just share these things in real life with each other, rather than doing it all online. And I'm thinking, COVID, that's the thing, but I'm now optimistic. Things won't always be like this. So there's time to think about what things will be like in the future, I think. Do we need to post everything? And do we need to read everything? That's the thing. Surely there's a better way of doing this. I've become quite philosophical in the end. I was supposed to link this to BPD. Have I done that at all? I've just kind of gone off on one, haven't I? Social media is awful. I really, really, really don't like it. Don't tweet to me. Don't. But please upvote videos on Reddit and retweet when I post videos. And when I post on Facebook, if you could do that, thank you. And Instagram as well. I put the things up at the beginning. I'll see you later. Bye.